The invitation song, if you want to turn there in your songbook, it's 653. And we'll sing that in just a moment. And we'll look at that. We closed out our class. I want to look at this, and as far as for everybody, I wanted to go over this one point in our auditorium. We've been looking at the book of Galatians, and we're in chapter 2. And I want to share with everybody what we looked at the end of Galatians chapter 2, a verse that probably most of us hopefully are familiar with, and it's chapter 2, verse 20, and it says, "I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. And the life I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me." And certainly, that verse is a powerful one. That verse is a reminder, yes, that we are crucified with Christ, but it's a reminder that He's alive within us. And He needs to be alive within us. And here's something I want you to stop and think about. And this is for all of us. This is for every one of us. The people you run into every day, be it out in the community, out at the store, at school, or work, or wherever you are, ask yourself this question: can Jesus be seen alive in me? When you get angry with someone and you stomp off, or you say something unkind or whatever, ask yourself, did they see Jesus in me today? And sometimes I think we're pretty good at hiding Him by our words and our actions. And we shouldn't be. We should because we've been crucified with Christ, He should live within us. By His words coming out of us, by us doing the kind of things that He would have us to do, and doing the things in that way that we should live like He would have us to live. I know I've told you this story before, but I'm going to tell you again. There was a little boy that looked at his Bible class teacher one day, and he said, "Now let me get this straight. That Jesus lives inside of us." And the teacher said, "Yes, that's correct." And he said, "But isn't Jesus a whole lot bigger than us?" And the teacher said, "Yes, that's correct." "Well, shouldn't He show through?" A great sermon there, isn't there? That if Jesus is within us and far bigger than us, He should show through. He should stick out from us. And very much that fits this text, that Christ should live in us and should show through in us. Now, that is what is true for those of us that are Christians. For those that aren't Christians, we need to become crucified with Christ. We need to become one of His children. And whichever it is tonight, whether you need to start living like that once again, or renew and rededicate yourself to that, or if you need to become a Christian and become crucified with Christ, we want to give you this opportunity. We're going to sing this invitation song to try to encourage you to come and give your life to Christ, or renew and rededicate yourself to Christ. And we want you to do that. And if you're ready to do that, please come while we stand and sing.
I must needs go home by the way of the cross. There's no other way but this. I shall see her its side.